What is going on, you guys? Petplatypus here, and it is time to review 7 Deadly Sins, chapter 174. Just gotta get a couple things out of the way before I get into the review. Number 1, my JoJo review that I missed, and my Toriko review that I missed. I will just talk about the Toriko chapter and JoJo chapter in my next Toriko and JoJo chapter / episode reviews next week. So, yeah, there that is. Not gonna go into why. I was just kind of busy. I'll leave it at that. Not because it's like private information or anything, just because it's boring to explain it all. So, there's that. Second thing, tomorrow, as in the day after this video goes up, I will be reviewing the final 3 episodes of Young Justice, finishing off Season 1, not the final of the entire series, but the final of Season 1. I kind of worded that wrong. I'll review those, and then we'll move on to Season 2. And then the day after that, the day after Young Justice, a surprise review. That's right, fuckers, a surprise review. And now, without further ado, 7 Deadly Sins. You know, I recorded a live reaction to this chapter, but not that the chapter was bad at all, or not even, it wasn't even good. It was like a great chapter, but I don't know, the live reaction just wasn't turning out that good, so I scrapped it, but it is a good chapter. We get confirmation that the burnt up fucking corpse looking thing is fucking Mira, because I'm not going to say her full fucking name. And, yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious she was alive, but it is confirmation on the chapter cover when we get that fucking Brady Bunch shot of all of them. And, yeah, other dude also. I don't know if I already knew this, but maybe I've already... Actually, I may have already made this joke. I'm not too sure. The pacifist guy. His name is Greylord. I'm taking out the R. Fuck it. I'm taking out the R. He is Gaylord from now on. Fuck it. The Pet Platypus motto is fuck it sometimes. Because it's just funny. It's juvenile as fuck, but it's funny. So he's Gaylord. And we got him. It's a confirmation on his name being funny. And, you know, joking aside, though, having them, you know, be there surrounding him and beating the shit out of Meliodas and just pretty much him having no chance of victory is kind of interesting to watch because Meliodas is pretty much... I mean, he hasn't dominated every opponent. We've definitely seen him get hurt, but what we're seeing here is, like, not only is he getting beat up and not only is he getting hurt, but Meliodas is basically, like, fucked. Like, there's no way out of this situation. I mean, he could go for a revenge counter, I suppose. I hope, the author, Nakaba Suzuki, or whatever your name is, I hope you remember that he has the revenge counter that he used on Hendrickson. I think that would be a good way to handle it, but I'm not too sure what's going to happen. We'll just have to wait and see. But he loses his demon power, and he straight up gets... Forget blowing his socks off. He got his fucking demon power blown off. Like, shit, this bitch came in, used this obscenely overpowered combo ability. I mean, she looks like a badass. I mean, she's kind of fan servicey, but other than that, she looks like a badass. And her fighting style, it looks badass. And her ability with building up the combo and adding like 200,000 pounds of fucking weight to every hit is just ridiculous. On, you know, 50 hits, 100 tons times 53, it's insane. It was really cool, though. Meliodas' arms are wrecked. You know, he just got his arm reattached, too, after his brother cut it off, and fucking, and then they get wrecked. But then he's able to slit the one dude with the mustache's throat, and it's all really, really cool. The giant fireball, the big explosive 100-ton punches, all that stuff was really cool. Honestly, the only thing I don't like about her, because the fan service I can ignore, the only thing I don't like about her is the fucking gag of the way she talks. I think it's really fucking stupid, but other than that, she's probably one of my favorite of the commandments, and especially now that I've seen her fight, you know, because before it was just, you know, which ones kind of look cool since we don't know much about them yet. She looks cool, and she fights like a badass, but Meliodas, more importantly, is basically fucked. They can't teleport him out of there because he got chained up by Gaylord, and he's fucked. Like, he's there, he can't get out of there, he can't escape. He tried to run with a smoke screen, and they teleported him back because of the chains. He's got both arms out of commission with a blade in his mouth, and he's up against all of them still. He didn't take out any of them or really even damage them. He's, like I said, he slit the dude with the mustache's throat, but that didn't kill him, obviously, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens. The next one's called To My Beloved Meliodas or whatever. It's probably a fake-out title to make you think he's going to die. I remember Bond's chapter was the same thing. It was like Farewell to the Thief or something, and it turned out, you know, like it was his dad's ghost that was dying or whatever, you know, so... or his adopted dad. So it's... I'm feeling like Meliodas is not going to die. I mean, it kind of makes sense to kill off the big powerhouse because it makes things feel more hopeless if you lose the guy who's going to be able to kill everybody. But we haven't seen all the sins in one spot yet. Merlin is still has no body inside the orb, and she hasn't appeared in a while, which is weird. So I'm guessing they just don't have the orb with them. But well, they are looking through a crystal ball, though, to watch. I don't know what's going on with Merlin. I don't know. She's MIA right now, but, yeah. They're basically, they can't teleport him out. Even if fucking Gilfrost could get in there and teleport them out, Meliodas will probably just go right back because of the fucking chains. So his goal right now should be to kill Gaylord. But can he kill Gaylord is the question, because Gaylord is... I don't actually mean to be saying his name so much, but it just kind of is happening that way. He's the pacifist, so can Meliodas even attack him? Like, it's going to be very interesting. If he can do this to Meliodas and trap him in this spot, and then Meliodas can't hurt him because of the pacifist thing, that is super hacks. So we'll just have to see what happens, but I don't think Meliodas is going to die. Especially with the ending the way it was. I feel like, I don't know, Elizabeth's power could come out and do something, or, I don't know, something will happen, but I really don't think Meliodas is going to die. Especially since all the sins haven't reunited, and because he's basically the main character, even though he doesn't feel like the main character. So have you guys noticed that? I don't know, am I the only one to notice that Meliodas doesn't really feel like the main character sometimes? I don't know, it's just weird. He feels like a character in the Seven Deadly Sins story, but for some reason Seven Deadly Sins in general doesn't feel like it has a main character sometimes. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I don't know, it's kind of weird. But regardless, this was a good chapter. Great even. It had really good combat, really good artwork. It was paced really well. In terms of story progression, we got Meliodas fighting these guys. The fight has started. Not much else other than that. We do get, not 100% confirmation, but we get it implied that if What's-Her-Name dies, then Elaine will disappear or die again, which sucks for Bon and for Elaine, I suppose. So yeah, that's kind of interesting because, you know, she did start to, you know, meet Elizabeth and talk a little bit with her, and she started to become like an established character. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out in the future, because I don't know how many of the commandments are going to go down right now. If I had to guess, I would say just the pacifist dude. Maybe because what's her name is overdue for death after the Escanor encounter. Like, she really should just be. She's like irrelevant now to me, aside from keeping Elaine alive. So she should probably die soon, but we'll just have to wait and see. I don't know what's going to happen, but I like that. So, what did you guys think of this chapter of the Seven Deadly Sins? You can tell me in the comment section below. A rating for this chapter, it's like an 8 out of 10. It's a very good chapter of the Seven Deadly Sins. So, like I said, what did you guys think of the chapter? Once again, tell me in the comment section below. Follow me on Instagram or add me on PSN. I'm petplatypus on both. Give this video a thumbs up. I did that a little bit early. Give this video a thumbs up. Share it on social media. Both those help me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already or if you like what you've seen here. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Thanks for watching.